The Super Eagles presumably overachieved in 2024 by getting to the final of the 2023 African Nations Cup without a traditional attacking midfielder and options outside Alex Iwobi. Alex Iwobi and recently Dele Bashiru have been decent for Nigeria in 2024, but questions remain about either being the ordained attacking midfielder for the Super Eagles. This is because the Super Eagles have struggled to score goals despite having the deadliest front line in the African continent. Nigeria, however, has other options that include Chuba Akpom, Ebenezer Akinsemiro, and a few others that have not yet featured for the Super Eagles. In this video, we'll like to add a new player called Tino Anjorin to the mix and assess whether he could be that creative solution in midfield for the Super Eagles. Let's get into it. As we get into the video, we would like to wish you a Happy New Year and implore you to subscribe to our channel. We hope you had a good holiday and looking forward to all the sports goodies coming in 2025. We urge you to keep supporting our channel by subscribing, liking, and sharing our videos, as we have even more exciting content planned for you this year. Last year, we suggested the addition of Crescente Suche to the midfield of the Super Eagles as an option in the defensive midfield role. While Nigeria seems to have many strong options in defensive midfield, the options seem relatively more varied in quality in the attacking third of midfield. With the loss of Jamal Musiala, Eberechi Eze, Michael Olise, and Noni Madueke to Germany and England, Nigeria seems to be left with just Alex Iwobi and Dele Bashiru as quality options. We believe that no matter who becomes the new coach of the Super Eagles, this area of the team needs to be solidified if Nigeria is to stand a good chance of going one step further by winning the next Nations Cup and possibly qualifying for the World Cup in 2026. Alex Iwobi has been immense for Fulham in 2024 and has been arguably their best player. However, he has been playing on the left side of attack, and his game is very much tailored towards quickly beating his man and passing the ball. He is not the player to give you a consistently high work rate or drive the team towards attack in creative ways, but he will provide that needed pass and score the occasional goal when needed. Fisayo Dele Bashiru came into the Super Eagles making an instant impact with key goals in the African qualifiers for the Nations Cup. While his displays have not been jaw-dropping, he has been effective. With his struggle for playing time at Lazio, it does feel like he is slightly lacking regards being the perfect solution in this department for the Super Eagles. While he is a good option, it is uncertain whether he is an upgrade over Alex Iwobi. Joe Arabo showed so much promise during his start playing for Nigeria and Southampton, but has been relegated to being a fringe player for his club and has lost his place in the Super Eagles due to a loss of form that spanned much of 2023. It is difficult to figure out what went wrong with Joe Arabo, but it does seem like he stalled in his physical and psychological development. With Nigeria's struggle to score goals, despite its array of attacking talent, it begs the question whether the present crop of midfielders are creative enough, skillful enough, gritty enough, or imposing enough to get Nigeria to the level it strives to attain. In the world of football, there are always rising stars whose potential shines brightly, signaling a future filled with promise and excitement. Some players in that mold who could adorn the green-white-green include Ebenezer Akinsemiro on loan from Inter Milan and Chuba Akpom, who plays with Ajax. These midfielders may not yet be ready to shoulder such a big responsibility due to age or stature. However, one player who may presently fill the mold is Tino Anjorin, a talented midfielder whose flair, technical ability, and physical stature have made him a promising figure in the Serie A, playing for Empoli on loan from Chelsea. While he has represented England at various youth levels, the possibility of him donning the green and white jersey of Nigeria's Super Eagles is a tantalizing prospect that must be explored. This must be done before he gets capped by England, who may just want to keep their options open and ward off other suitors like they have done with many Super Eagles probables. Who is Tino Anjorin? Faustino Anjorin, popularly called Tino, was born on November 23, 2001 in Poole, England, to a Nigerian father and an English mother. His inherent skill for the game became obvious early. At barely 7 years old, Tino was admitted into the Chelsea's football academy, an institution which has continued to produce some of Europe's top players. At the academy, he was able to refine his abilities and acquire the acumen to adjust to the rigorous and intense nature of football at the highest level. Coaches often praised his technical genius, characterizing him as a player who could perceive the game 2 steps ahead of everyone else. But skill alone wasn't enough. The trip through Chelsea's academy was tough, replete with difficulties that challenged not just his technique, but also his mental fortitude. For years, Tino tried to break into Chelsea's first team, a challenging ambition considering the club's abundance of talent. His professional debut in the Carabao Cup was a great experience, but also a sobering reminder of the limited possibilities available at such a tough club. Frustrated yet undeterred, Tino sought possibilities elsewhere, anxious to show what he is capable of. His loan stay with Portsmouth in League One marked the beginning of his professional adventure. Though he played just 12 matches and scored once, those who watched him could see the spark of something special. Tino wasn't just another young player trying to find his feet. He was a talent waiting to explode. The real turning point came in August 2024, when Tino made the bold decision to join Empoli in Serie A. Leaving the familiar confines of English football for Italy's tactical battleground was a gamble, but it was one that paid off. Serie A is a league that rewards strength, intelligence, and technical ability, some of Tino's strongest attributes. At Empoli, he has flourished, starting 10 of the team's 17 matches this season and accumulating 761 minutes of playing time. His 2 assists might not seem groundbreaking on paper, but they tell only part of the story. Tino Anjorin is a modern-day midfielder with a blend of physicality and technique. Anjorin is blessed with exceptional technical ability. His close control, dribbling, and vision make him a constant threat in the attacking third. He can pick out key passes to unlock defenses, a skill the Super Eagles could utilize to great effect against compact teams. On the pitch, Tino is a player who makes things happen. His vision, calmness, and ability to influence the flow of a game set him apart. He is able to create opportunities out of nothing and offer a feeling of control to chaotic encounters. Tino is, however, still waiting for his first Serie A goal, a milestone that appears inevitable given his skill. But his contributions go beyond goals and assists. He is a player who can impact the game in various ways, whether it's by maintaining possession under pressure, winning duels in the middle of the field, or launching counterattacks with precise accuracy. So, what could Tino Anjorin bring to the Super Eagles? The answer lies in what Nigeria's midfield currently lacks: balance, creativity, grit, and consistency. Presently, the Super Eagles need a player who can manage the game, command tempo, and unlock defenses with surgical precision. Tino Anjorin might be that player. Tino's physical presence, standing at 6 feet 1 inch tall, would add another layer of strength to the team in the mold of England's Jude Bellingham, while his technical ability would provide the kind of creative outlet Nigerian football has often lacked in the middle of the park in recent times. Comparing Tino to Nigeria's current midfielders highlights just how transformative his inclusion could be. Alex Iwobi, however inventive, can be inconsistent and often fades in and out of games. Dele Bashiru is a bit more physical and grittier than Iwobi. However, adding Tino to the mix of options would not only potentially elevate the midfield, but also create a more balanced team ready to deal with different scenarios on the pitch. Beyond his technical qualities, Tino's decision to represent Nigeria would have immense cultural and emotional significance. At a time when Nigeria is losing immense talent of Nigerian heritage to European teams, Tino's choice to wear the green and white jersey would be a striking message. It would motivate young players, both in Nigeria and in the diaspora, to embrace their roots and contribute to the evolution of African football. Off the pitch, Tino's professionalism and humility would make him a role model for the next generation. He is a player who appreciates the importance of hard work and perseverance, a message that resonates strongly in a country where millions of young people dream of making it in football. Looking ahead, Tino Anjorin's potential impact on the Super Eagles could redefine Nigerian football for years to come. At just 22 years old, Anjorin represents the future. Integrating him into the Super Eagles setup now would not only bolster the current squad, but also ensure a long-term investment in the team's success. With the Africa Cup of Nations and World Cup qualifiers on the horizon, the need for players who can rise to the occasion has never been greater. While Tino is not yet the finished product, it must be recognized that certain players get an added level of confidence when they get to play for a country that shows them love and appreciation, just like it happened for Ademola Lockman. Coming from having to play second fiddle at Chelsea and having to rebuild his career outside the team, playing for Nigeria might just be what is needed for Tino Anjorin to take his game to the next level. If Tino is able to live up to the potential he showed in his earlier years for Chelsea, his anchoring the Super Eagles midfield could propel Nigeria back to the top of African football and to potentially making a lasting impact on the global stage. For Nigeria, Tino isn't just another player. He's a symbol of what the Super Eagles can become. A squad that doesn't only rely on sheer determination, but combines this with strategy, innovation, and flair. With Tino in the midfield, Nigeria could finally unlock its full potential, dominating games and bringing joy to millions of fans around the world. For Nigerian football fans, the idea of seeing Anjorin in the Super Eagles' iconic green and white jersey is an exciting one. As the footballing world watches his journey unfold, one can only hope that he chooses to embrace his Nigerian roots and help propel the Super Eagles to new heights. The NFF and the incoming coach must act fast in order to make this happen and avoid losing another prospect at such a critical crossroad for Nigerian football. Thanks for watching. Again, if you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, like, share, and leave a comment. Please let us know whether you think Nigeria should go for him or whether you have other preferred options in this role for the Super Eagles. See you in the next video.